Alright, hi and welcome to today's video. So I'm finally back with another SFML breakout video, and today I will start by creating the UI class and setting up the necessary data for our UI. And then in the next video I will most likely continue on the UI class and then create the actual win panel, game over panel, and maybe even main menu, but I will look into that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is create our UI manager class, obviously, and we're gonna have some private variables. So the first one is gonna be a render window, so it's gonna be a reference to our current window. Then we're also gonna have a font that our texts are gonna be used, and then also a vector called text. I will explain a bit further on why exactly we need that. And then our public class is going to be our tGUI, which I already set it up, but I will leave a link down below for setting up tGUI if you're interested into that. It's also going to be a pointer, and then we're also going to have a bool is paused. For our constructor, the only thing that we can take in is the actual address to the window, and then we're also going to have a function called update, which, as every other update function, is going to take in a delta time. And now some of our private functions are going to be, for example, a creating text, right? And this is going to take in a message, position, char size, character size actually, and then the fill color. And then these other ones are just like set main panel, set game over panel, set win panel for creating the different panels. And then clear elements will be used for removing all of the text and widgets associated with the GUI, and it will get called before setting a new panel. And then also the last one was a loading font, which is going to take in a file name. And the load font, as you can see, I'm in the CPP file. So it's going to return a SF font, right? And first we have to check like if it managed to load it, right? Then if it didn't manage, then we can display like an error that there was some form of a problem, and then we can also return the font at the end. Okay, so our constructor, like I said before, is going to take a window, and it's not going to create a new window. It will take in the window that we already created, which we're using for our main game. So our GUI, we're going to create a new GUI with that window, and then we'll also set the window to the address of the render window that we took in as a parameter. And then we're also gonna load the font. I already downloaded this font. Again, I can also leave it down below, the actual font, if you're willing to, work at the same thing as I am. I'm sorry, it's like 6 in the morning, so if I might sound a bit tired, well, that's because I am. Anyways, the create text, so we're gonna create a new text, right? And then we're just gonna set the necessary information that is needed, and then we're gonna add it to our vector. So our set main panel, in this we can literally create anything, but since I only had a function for creating text, well, that's what I decided to do, right? So here in this set main panel, I can also like create buttons, create timers, whatever I feel like I need. But since it's only texts for now, that's what I did. And as you can see, I can change all these parameters to display whatever I want. In our update function, which is going to take in a delta time, I'm not going to use delta time in this video, but I did think that, okay, I guess I can still have it. And here we're just going to loop through all of the texts, right? And we're gonna display them and draw them with the window draw. And also we're gonna use the GUI draw. For our clear elements function, here we can, it's just text.clear and GUI.remove all widgets. So we completely clear everything so that we can set up a new panel, right? And now I'm gonna be creating a enum which gonna right now contain 3 of the panels: main panel, game over, and win panel. And then we can also add a current panel just so that we can keep track of it, and also a public function called setPanel which can take in a new panel. And yeah, in our CPP file we can just call clear elements before setting up a new panel, and then we also gonna have a switch case, and dependent on which case it was, we can call the appropriate functions. And I actually forgot here, but for the game over and win panel, we're actually supposed to set is paused to true. So I missed that, but yeah, it's a pretty easy fix. Anyways, in our main file we can include our UI manager.h, and then we can just create a new UI object, and we can also set our main panel. And also the GUI that is inside of UI also needs to handle their own events, so that's what I'm doing right now. And if UI isn't paused, then we can run the game normally. But now this if function won't do anything because, like I said, I forgot to call is paused to true. And then we can just call the update and pass in the delta time after drawing everything else, because UI obviously needs to be on top. And you can see there the hello world, the main panel kind of worked. And when we lose the game, we can also set it to game over. There. As you can see, I'm not gonna have this like a main panel, but it does what it's supposed to do. And the reason why I had like STD, like the TGUI can handle everything from like buttons and so on, but for some reason I couldn't really get it to work well with text, so that's why I just kind of decided to have a SF text vector. So that's why there's like the STD vector of text, and then there's like the GUI. I know it's a bit of a messy fix, but it's still a fix. So yeah, that's all I had to show for today. I will hopefully get a new video out by the end of this week, but that's very hopefully. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you're more than welcome to like, subscribe, and so on. So thank you so much for watching. See ya.